Hello again, Libra. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au with the month of August 2017 forecast for you. Brief forecast, but as you can see, and for those of you that have tuned in over the months, this is a distinct departure from the way I normally look at the horoscope. You don't really want to see me. You want to see what's going on here, which is why I thought I'd surprise you with a snapshot of your horoscope on the 21st of August 2017. Take a look at this. What's happening on the 21st of August 2017, you ask? A very important total solar eclipse taking place here in this part of your horoscope. What's this part of your horoscope? It's the 11th house of your horoscope. The 11th house having to do with friendships, social alliances. It also has to do with your social conscience, your humanitarian instincts, and the larger community. In fact, the citizens of this planet as a whole. So your interest in these things will not only be accentuated under this very important transit, but it may be shaken up to the very, very foundations of what you believe. Ordinarily, this has, on the more practical, mundane level, impact on your friendships, elder siblings, friends. The Mars is here, fully amplified by the North Node and these extraordinary electromagnetic currents that are released under the eclipse. These eclipses are particularly potent. Interestingly, prior to the 21st, we see the lunar eclipse taking place here in your zone of love affairs and creativity. So what's happening here, I believe, for you is, and don't get me wrong, sometimes the impact of these eclipses isn't felt right on the day or even a week or a month later. Sometimes there's a bit of a delayed reaction. The impact of this is staggered. But there's absolutely no doubt that you will see some very, very important changes in the nature of your relationships with friends. This may even impact upon your personal relationships, your most important relationships. Firstly, I mentioned the lunar eclipse taking place here in your zone of love affairs, and then this planet Uranus over here, that little aerial looking guy who is retrograde and also empowered right now in this 7th house, the western part of your horoscope, is receiving the extraordinary energy from this solar eclipse. There's a two-way street going on here. Celestial highway, right? Friendships, relationships. Uranus is progressive, sudden, and sometimes violent in its action. But here the triangular aspect, what we call the 120 degree or trine aspect, is usually an easy aspect, even if we have the fiery planets like Sun and Mars involved. So here what I see is a shakedown, a complete re-evaluation of your social commitments, a greater understanding of the type of people you want to have in your life, an elimination of sorts by what we see here, separative influences. All of these planets, including the moon, which is normally a benefic planet, by its association with the sun and the North Node and Mars, becomes malefic. Therefore, all of these planets become separative. Therefore, also by virtue of the fact that we have these triangular aspects from natural malefic planets, then there's some separation going to occur here. We also see Mercury here, the ruler of the 12th house of loss or separation, retrograde after the 13th of August throughout the rest of the month. When the planet is retrograde, as we see here, there are some astrologers of the opinion, and I've found in my own experience that this is the case, that this planet is actually visualizing everything that's happening here from this 12th house. It's also, in a sense, it's not related by its house proximity, but this is more a projected visualization, a subtle projection of energy, of separation. It also rules your 12th house, which is the separative spiritual planet. So therefore, friendships, elder siblings, to some extent even neighbours, will be impacted upon by this solar eclipse. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And this may happen rather suddenly, and some of you are already crying. I tell you to put your handkerchiefs away. I've told you this is positive. Why is it positive? You've got the positive aspects of these two planets here. And why is it positive to be separated from these people? I'm going to tell you why. Because, to my way of seeing this, it only separates you from the people who are of no value to you. Right? Why do you want to hang on to those things that are of no value? I'll tell you why. Because you have this excessive Jupiterian influence in your sun sign here. This is the sign of Libra, currently. You overemphasize, overexpand, and ingratiate yourself to people for the sake of being liked. Not necessary to do that. The moment you rid yourself of the people, the events, the circumstances in your life that are draining you of energy, then you're going to be free to expand this self, this true self, through the motion of Jupiter, albeit a Jupiter which is not particularly friendly to you. You want to know why you're experiencing some health problems. Jupiter, the ruler of the 6th house here, co-ruler with Neptune, here in the sun sign of Libra. Whenever there's an intimate link between the rulers of the 6th or the 8th or the 12th house, moreover the 6th or 8th, as we see here during this transit in 2017, then we see that by virtue of the link here, also by the sextile aspect to this 11th house, to the eclipse, that you have suffered through your friends. The association of these friends, the very electromagnetic energy of these friends. They may be all smiles, all Colgate smiles. They may be nice, you may have a good time partying, but the undercurrent of the energy of those people is what's undermining you, Libra. That you're not even aware of, but let me tell you, this eclipse is good news. The separation that will ensue from this is absolutely wonderful news, and you will understand, if not under the eclipse itself, very shortly after, what it is you have to do, and the relief that is going to come from that, the freeing up of so much energy as a result of that. So, there you go. Incidentally, the ruling planet for you, Venus, here in the upper part of the horoscope, generally very, very good. Suffering a little bit, now passing, due to its square aspect. You see this little red square? That's the tension that's been going on here. Now this also, like Mercury, either side of this eclipse event, doesn't seem to have too much connection here, right? But when you see the square aspect to Jupiter, which has this reverse sextile, we see also that some of the predictions, some of the insights that I'm trying to share with you here relating to friendships may also be linked to this upper part of the horoscope, your professional activities and the people you work with. So the other thing here, 6th house is co-workers, not just disease. So some of the problems you're experiencing have to do with your work. Look at this Neptune, also by reflex, by transference. This visualization is receiving the confusing nebulous influence of Neptune and passing that on to the eclipse. So all of these factors are tied in, and I hope you'll take the time to really tune in on the day of the eclipse. You should be in tune with yourself so you can get the maximum benefit out of it. Hope to join you next month, same time here. In the meantime, don't forget, take a look at astrology.com.au for more detailed information on the month, the chronological transits that we normally give in written form, And by all means, drop me a line if you want. If you'd like me to take up your case, look at your horoscope in a more detailed karmic fashion, I'm more than happy to do that. See you next month. Bye-bye.